Do you know, the funny thing is, we've actually been talking for the last half an hour. And do you know what? We've had a decent chat. Is that fair?
It is a decent chat. Should have been on the show. It was good.
Well, I didn't. Well, I don't know. I didn't. For some reason, I didn't
I'm
expect you to.
joking.
I was trying to get
I'm
myself out of
joking. Sorry, mate.
that. Ref Katie, how are we doing? You all right?
Hello. Hi, mate.
As you can see, I'm talking to Ref Katie. Now, this out of all the interviews I've done, I just want to point this out, by the way. This person right here has had the most amount of buzz. So we've got loads of people. We've got loads of stuff to talk about.
I don't know
So,
why.
as always, let's roll the intro. Now, of course, we are on Thursday. Kirsty, Kirsty, whoever said that? Katie, let me try that again.
All
Katie,
good.
how's the week been for you? All right?
It's been good, exciting on the build up to the weekend, but we're nearly there. And this is coffee.
Not wrong with a bit of coffee. You know what I mean? Keeps it going. We're obviously on Thursday. I mean, like I said, anything exciting this week? Or is it just typical work stuff?
No, this week just typical work stuff, but on Saturday I'm gonna plug early. We've got the huge Thunderstruck 2 Walker Dome on Saturday. Be there.
That's
Very
for
exciting stuff.
that's for North Wrestling, if I remember correctly.
Yep, North Wrestling, Thunderstruck 2.
And there's a decent card for that as well, to be fair, if you look at it.
Mate, have you seen the card? It's insane. You've got Miyu Yamashita, you've got Hendry and Elias. What's his name? Elijah? Elijah? How would you say that?
Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah.
And of course,
Haskins, Oku. Sorry, carry on.
it's fine. We also had BWR last week. It's been a busy, I want to say 2 weeks, but it's probably a busy year for you so far.
Yeah, pretty much this year has kind of spiraled out of control, hasn't it?
But do you know what I mean? It keeps you busy and stuff like that. It's obviously something you love doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, honestly, I've got no idea. You've got no idea how much I love wrestling. But as soon as I'm finishing this, I'm watching NXT from this week because the refs on NXT are insane. Honestly, get yourself on NXT and have a look at the refs. They do so much more. It's crazy.
I will be checking that out. I've got obviously loads of stuff obviously catch up on wrestling. So yeah, obviously this is the first time you've obviously done this type of stuff. But yeah, we're going to be learning all
Yeah.
about you. And weirdly, a lot of people say you like to talk a lot. Why would they say that?
You know, I'm not sure. I've been told that you kind of get much out of this. I've been told I'm quite quiet. This is all obviously a lie. As you found out yourself already.
It's nothing wrong with that. But obviously, a lot of people's obviously plugged this stuff. Kegs obviously put Mint Ref, all good. All... Nice guy. I mean, he seems like a decent guy. What's he like behind the scenes?
Yeah. Oh, mate, he's so nice. He really is. Like his phrase that he uses for himself is lovable idiot, but he's just lovable. And his wife is amazing. Katie Key. The Katie.
And the other one, which is of course Gunnar Rig, he said, "Check out this interview tomorrow with the happiest ref in British wrestling, Katie Crosby. She's a talker, man. I mean, everyone's saying you're a talker. I mean, I thought that's a good thing, though, right?"
Well, I think so. They're not saying she's a talker, run away. They're just saying she's a talker, right? Big love for Big Rigolo, though.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, so obviously we're learning obviously a lot about you today. So let's obviously start at the beginning. How does your journey begin into the reffing world?
Well, right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Because I'm really going to try and get this right. And if I look away, it's because I'm trying to focus on the story. Right. So, last year, I started coming back to the indie shows with my friend Raz, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday, Raz. Started going back to the North shows. And I think it was the third showing I went back to. So I think it was the North NCL Cup tournament. Turns out to be my coach now, though, Rich Swift, up at Rampage School. It was Rich Swift and Jumpin' John were in the ring, and I thought it was sensational. And I turned around to Rats and I was like, I've always wanted to do this. But mate, as a lot of people will agree, there has been no like obvious way of getting into refereeing. Specifically, it's like if you do a little Google search, it's all wrestling. Years and years and years ago, this backyard, I think they called themselves Backyard, I don't mean insult. They'd called themselves like this Backyard Manchester Wrestling Company. They were going to teach us, but then they didn't want to. I don't know, it didn't work out, and I'm glad it didn't because I've ended up in this way anyway. But where am I up to? Where am I up to? Oh, then Raz took us at the end of the show, introduced us to HT Drake Howard, as everyone knows. And that Wednesday, I'd went to Grafters, which was our first training session of anything. Met like where that was the first introduction to any training. It was a high intensity, what do you call a high interval intensity training? Like warm up. Nobody knows this, I was nearly sick. It was horrible, but I loved it. And then obviously that was all more wrestling based, and they just put Ross through. And then as the journey went along, went to Greenwood's, James Greenwood's session down in Future Shock. And then Rampage opened up, and Rich Swift, who is honestly probably one of the best referees, in my opinion, of all time, he came to Rampages and he was teaching refereeing. And so it went from having to travel hours in the car once every 6 weeks, even though they were incredible sessions, I strongly recommend them. It went from that to pretty much weekly one-on-one training sessions with this incredible referee. You know what I mean? It's changed the game and it's spiraled everything. And then I'll love it, mate. And Scott Bell helps so much. He's insanely good. I owe so much to Scott. Like, his tiny little nuances, the same as Rich, just so much brilliant. What was the question? I can't remember.
How did you get into wrestling? How did it all begin?
Is that a fair enough answer? I can't remember if I've answered it. I'm so sorry.
I think that's a perfect answer. Don't worry about it. So
there we go.
What obviously goes into training to be a ref? Is it obviously you got to obviously stay in shape and stuff like that? But what's some of the things you obviously have to teach and learn?
The rules. Sounds silly, but the rules. Certain things. So, for example, what will be something I need to go over next time with training, we went over before because it's definitely been flagged up, was, for example, let it settle before jumping in hellbent for leather for a 5 count on the ropes, especially if it looks like they're about to do a bit of a spot. You know, you don't want to be like some crazy demon screaming at them just to like you've got to like really build it up and building along with the match. Ring positioning, where to be out the way, of the hard cam, never have your back to hard cam. That's a big one I was told early on. You know, ring positioning for actually doing the pins, where I would need to be to look at them to see the shoulders properly. Getting used to having the times in and passing messages on. Like, there's so much that goes into it that it's kind of hard to be able to quickly say like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, because pretty much every week it's something different that we could work on. And as well, a huge positive is that we have the luxury, being quite honest about it, the luxury to be able to go to Rich and go to Scott, go to James, go to, you know, Tom up in Glasgow and say,
oh, I think your audio's gone. Your audio's gone. Hang on, I think she's having a little audio issues. Let's see if we can get her back on. Oh dear, this is brilliant.
Am I back?
Yeah, your audio went off. Carry on.
Yeah, sorry, it connected to me speaker next door because I thought, why can I hear him, but I can't hear him? Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah, you were obviously talking about like learning from obviously Scott, Rich, James Green. I mean, there's 3 incredible people there, Joe, with so much experience. So you've always got that person you're to learn from.
Yeah, it's such a luxury, and it's so lucky, and I'm so grateful to have pretty much like, you know, the top referees, especially this side of the world, to be able to get so much incredible feedback, guidance, coaching, support as well, to be totally honest with you, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other person, which obviously I've had on the show, and I'm not sure if obviously you've done work with, is Lee Thomas.
Yeah, Lee! Grand Lee's just had his first grandkid the other week. You know, I've never actually worked with Lee. It's so much on the list though. So if anyone's listening, book that.
You heard that, Lee? You heard that, Lee. I hope he's actually watching. Bless him.
Oh, is he watching? Oh, he's so nice.
We have actually got 6 people watching, by the way.
Well, hello, beautiful people.
Oh dear. So you've obviously worked for loads of obviously promotions. You've obviously done a lot of work in North Wrestling and stuff like that. Now there's a show which obviously we've not really had a chance to speak about, and that's ICW. You've obviously done a lot of work for that.
Mate, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
How did it obviously start working for ICW? Because obviously they are obviously quite a big, show.
Yeah, so I can tell you, it's actually, I think this story is so cool. So there were obviously.
Your audio's gonna go.
Is it back?
Yeah, it's back. Carry on.
Yay! So they were obviously doing the tour, and Thomas Cairns of Glasgow, brilliant referee. I had a great call with him the other day. Strongly recommend them for any refs who want to get a bit better. Have a review call with him. It was fantastic. I learned so much. I have to plug that because it was so valuable. So he tweeted out like, "Hey, any Newcastle-based refs, give him a shout." So I'd dropped him a mail, dropped him a DM, was speaking. I sent over a match. Basically, their second referee, who I've not had the joy of working with yet, but he is fantastic too. He couldn't do the show, so they needed a ref for Newcastle. A few were obviously sent a video of whatever match that would send in, and I got it. And it was the best day. And genuinely, I think, you know what? No. So the goal was always ICW from day one. Like, you know how some people will be like, I want to work for, I don't know, AEW and do this and everything. For me, it was always ICW because that's where I started with the indies. Like, that's what I fell in love with. You know what I mean? So genuinely, like, mind blown. Still hasn't really sunk in, not gonna lie, but it was honestly like one of the happiest days of my life when I worked that show. And then I got the insane luxury of being able to go back up to Glasgow, but to be able to work there for ICW. And it was for the after hours show, so it was after SmackDown. It started at 1 a.m. Mate, honestly, this was wild, right? This is so fun. So it started at 1 a.m. and it went on until about 3. But here's where I got to mint, mate, right? Here's where I got to mint. Drew McIntyre was there. I didn't know. That was so cool. Imagine coming off and saying Drew McIntyre, and you're like, bear in mind though, you're in the buzz of the fact that you're in the asylum, and it was one of the favorite matches I've ever done. Leah Raven and Lana Austin were insane. Superplexes off the top rope, kicks to the fanny, everything. It was amazing, right? And so I'm buzzing. I get backstage and there's Drew, and I'm like, you know, when you take a moment of yourself after, and I stood on the wall, I was like, how is this my life? Like, this is insane. But I didn't freak out. I didn't go on daft. I promise. I know it looks like I did, but I promise I didn't. I tried my best to keep it chill. But you got to remember, though, it was a high energy weekend, though. Well, man, it was so much fun. Strongly recommend going back and watching that show because you know what it is, right? Every single match I was in, I'm like, that match was insane. I was going and writing down a list of my favorite matches before this call to make sure I could remember them. So, you know, like, didn't want to forget anything brilliant. And a lot of them are from both those shows, I'm not going to lie. Well, it was fantastic. Thank you for asking.
No worries. Near Day UK says, David's watching.
So this is Davey. This is Near Dark Photography. He just shot last Saturday's BWR show. What else has he done? Oh, I'm not there, but he definitely did an incredible job with 2 now True Brit shows. So there's another wrestling photographer on the way up. Sorry, I'm saying something come from the group chat. I'd really wish that I could have got this to work on my laptop because I'm seeing all the insanity come through. But what was the question again?
No,
Near Dark! Yeah, Near Dark!
This show's going off the rails, but I don't care.
Sorry. I'll be good.
Oh, dear.
I'll have a drink. I'll let you talk.
One thing I like as well is obviously when you look at your Instagram is every caption you put on your thing, or there's every time it seems to capture that moment, Joe, with the image. And we talked about this before we came on the air. What is going off here?
In my head, I'm going, don't smile, don't laugh, don't cry, don't smile, don't laugh, don't cry, don't smile, don't laugh, don't cry. That was the first time on North Main show. And it was honestly, it was looking out into the crowd. I think, if I'm not wrong, I don't know if Would it be? No, I didn't think it got thing. Anyway, sorry, go back to what I was saying. Tom Campbell, as the match starts, it's like, and the following contest is scheduled for, and it'll be the ref's name and then Fall. So it's John Fall, Rich Fall, Ross Fall. That was my first Katie Fall. So that's me going, don't laugh, don't cry, don't laugh, don't cry, don't laugh, don't cry. Yeah. Honestly,
Scott-
mate, it made me laugh.
I knew Scott was going to be watching.
I know. But mate, you don't understand. It was so good. Like, you got to remember, ICW has no rules. So you've really got to, like, I think it makes them be more creative. You know what I'm saying? But mate, like, honestly, I strongly suggest go back. Leah, Lana, brilliant match. Brilliant.
I mean, the thing is with Lana is she's so great in the ring. And she's got a character, you know, down to a T as well. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, Leah too. I'm telling you now, it was a match made in heaven. The pair of them, like, absolute. Like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. You know, like the DNA spiral.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they are the DNA spiral.
Absolutely. The one thing I like as well is obviously being a ref yourself, you travel a lot and stuff like that. So you get to see like the wrestling scene as a whole. For you to be part of that, obviously being a fan, I imagine that's obviously like a proud moment for you.
Yeah, I try not to think about it too much because I think if I think about it too much, I'm really just a fan taking it as far as I can go. Right. But and again, I think when I get a chance to like actually sit and be like, holy crap, that really happened. Do you know what I mean? Even on Saturday, it was mint being in the ring with Scotty Rourke, Will Cruz, bumps all over, ref chaos, all the refs down. I just didn't know I was meant to get back up, so I was dead for about 20 minutes. But it was so much fun, and it's like being on that side of it, and you know when they can actually like, I don't know, it's just fun, mate. It really is. It blows my mind every time, especially when you're in the room and you're thinking, I'm such a fan of you. Like, do you know what I mean? And you're not meant to look like you're a crazy fan. But I'm not a crazy fan. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of a lot of these people. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, it's surreal to think that I'm in the room with them half the time. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, the dog's running back and forth. He's got the zoomies.
Oh, dear. So obviously,
yeah, all these tiny little feet, you know where it is.
dear. So you mentioned obviously Scotty Rourke, Will Cruz as well. Is any other obviously talent you've always like a big fan of? You mentioned
Who am I a
obviously
fan of?
Yes.
Oh, good. Right. So here is out. When I first started going to the Indies, it was BT Gunn. It was Joseph Connor, but BT Gunn is I'm a huge fan, I really am. And he is incredible. He's like, I've been so lucky that he's let us come up to Iron Girders a couple of times and like ref for them and be part of the shows. Some insane one. In fact, right, you know what? Someone needs to find the footage of this insanely good match. I watched it, I didn't even ref it, but it was insane. It was Jonathan Gresham and Eddie Castle at Iron Girders. Oh my days, roof blown off. But mate, the talent at Iron Girders is through the roof. It's amazing. What was the question again?
I don't even know anymore.
I'm so sorry, mate. I really am.
I'm just mesmerized with everything. Oh yeah, that were it. I said, "Oh, you obviously a big fan of, obviously as a wrestler wise."
Oh, that's it. I might get told off for being a super fan or anything like that, but honestly, so that's what I was saying. BT Gunn, Rampage Brown. Like when I started going, they were at the top. It was brilliant, and you know, like going through the indies and seeing everyone in like what was the first indie show ever? That's it. The first indie show I'd done. Yeah, look at the card. It was insane. It was like Jay Lethal, Joe Hendry, Big Damo. Connors was there too. Honestly, it was a sick weekend. It was a weekender, a doubler. Remember the doublers? I don't know if you do, but they were really, really good. I don't know. I think I'm a fan of everyone, really. I think there's hold on. I don't know. Probably, you know what is right? I think that I'm a huge Rampage Brown fan. And it's because I genuinely think he's probably the best coach, best wrestler in the world. And so I went down NGW last, was it last weekend or the weekend before?
Weekend
I
before.
feel like it was the weekend
there.
before. Oh, what do you think when he won the belt? Wasn't that belt? You were there. You seen that match. You know it was good. But how good was the referees? I was up in the what do you call it? You know when you the balcony,
skybox.
up in the balcony. Yeah, the skybox. I was up in the balcony and I was doing the comms and I was watching because I really, really wanted to watch Scott and Rich as well. Because just with the run up to everything, two of the best. How often do you get that on a show where you zone in, watch the refs? Yeah, brilliant. What was the scene again? Email. I don't remember again. What was it again?
You're on about NGW
Yeah, I can't remember why.
because he was there as a fan.
Because
watching
Rampage won the belt. Yeah, and watching him in the ring, I was like, yeah, every single move he does, there's so much intent. And it's because I'm listening, I'm trying to listen anyway. You know what I'm like, I'll get distracted, but I really, really, really do try and listen to everything he says because see it? Like people who practice what they preach, that's the Lord. But no, I think as well, I'm quite new, so I'm actually still a fan of everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that a decent answer?
Yeah, Alec Haney says my favorite talent in the UK at the moment is Daz Black. He's actually a bit of an underrated talent, to be honest.
Yeah. There's a few who've shocked us before. Like when I've brilliant, good example. But also Daz Black, I haven't worked with him, but I would like to. What was I going to say? Oh, that's it. Tyler Adams, GSC, their match at Camp Wrestling blew me away. I was expecting it to be good because I heard the match plan, obviously. Didn't think it would be that good. They are two very underrated. Kai Arwen as well. He is insane. His talks, his cut. There's a photo where I'm actually reacting like it's insane. I shouldn't have done it right. I shouldn't react like that. But it was insane because out of nowhere he's pulling out his 360 corkscrew, splashes everywhere. Insane.
That's brilliant. Now you mentioned Iron Girders there. I spoke to obviously Robbie Cardwell, who's obviously a great talent, and Martin McAllister.
Fantastic.
Two incredible talent there.
Martin! You know what? Love both. They are so, so, so talented, and the work that they put in is astronomical. Genuinely, the work their arse off. I really, really like Iron Girders. It reminds us a lot of Rampage. It's they really put everything into it. They're so focused. The quality is through the roof. Really rate Robbie. I was there when he won his belt. And Martin's so great. Honestly, I think he's fantastic. He refed it. I think it was actually at the Gresham show, He'd refed a match and I had a lovely talk with him afterwards about you know what, that was hard on the thought. I was like, thank you. But he did a great job. He really did, because obviously he knows what he's doing in the ring, you know what I mean? He's got the best coaches as well. Again, everything top quality. Love it. Love Martin. I hope he's doing well. Hope they're all doing well. So much love to Girders.
Oh dear. So when I was looking through your Instagram, there were obviously a couple of images, and there's one also we'll talk about after, which was already talked about before we came on the air. But this is probably one of my absolute favourite pictures.
Yeah, same. Simon Wilburn, think he's fantastic. BWR. That one, was that the first one? Let me think. No, that one was the second show I did. Yeah, second show I'd done. Fantastic though. I'm really, really so much respect for all the women in the ring there.
And one thing I love is proper serious folk with stop.
Yeah,
I love the seriousness.
I told you, I have to really try. I have to do the whole. It's as if right? So I'm talking to you, eyebrows are up, I'm excited. It's as if they have to go. Do you know what I mean? It's all panto, isn't it?
And the other one, which is obviously what we talked about before we came on the air, is this one.
Yeah, me and Big Spuggins, a contract. And Louis Blackheart in the background. But yeah, I tell you what though, I would not be wearing a pink bubble now though. Black scrunchies only. Yeah, I loved it, mate. That was so early on. I think I was saying, I think that was maybe the third show I'd done. Yeah, I think it was technically fourth, really third. The first show I'd done was a run-in spot to hold up Gunnar Rigg, who you'll have on the show later, hold his arm for the MEW Championship win. Then the second show was one match at Burnley, then Burnley Pro, then the BWR. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. And talk about right place, right time, all that sort of stuff. Then it was BWR, but then the following week it was that show at Contract. And yeah, I was so nervous. I remember being so nervous. My heart was like this. My best pals were in the row there. And I looked at it, it's like.
Is it challenging for you, obviously, trying to be serious, obviously, in the ring because you're such a bubbly person?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's I'm trying to think how I don't even I don't know. Basically everything I'm thinking about is what's finished? What do I need to do? Is there anything else for us? And if there is, it's right, this happens, this happens, this happens. So I'm kind of too focused, and obviously you're watching what they are doing. But it's I think if we didn't have so much to remember, I'd probably smile a bit more. But to be fair, I used to be pretty bad for smiling. I'm better at it now. I'm better. Try to be anyway. It does get hard, I'm not gonna lie. But it used to be really bad. Like I think you can see the first photo of us ever doing anything reffing was in a grafters trainee show where again ref run in 1 2 3 for the win. It was with Mark Mathers, who's so much love for. Everyone should be looking at what Mark Mathers is doing. He's one of my favorites to ref for. He gives us so much to do. I love him more as a heel, and I'm sure you've seen that on the other week. I'm sure he was anyway. Yeah, he was.
Mhm.
I think his verbiage as a heel is incredible because it gives me so much to say back. So he is doing all this, but it means I can do it all this back. But the way he's doing it always makes me look on top. With it's just fantastic. But what was the question again? Oh yeah, wait, no, that's it. I'm holding up Mark's arm, and he's looking at us, and he's like, because I'm buzzing to do a 3-pin, like 1 3 count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mark's great. I mean, I remember seeing the match at Western Wrestling in Newcastle against Rampage. That was a great
He's
match.
so good, isn't he? Mate, he's fantastic. I loved that match. I was really glad I got to watch that match. That show was fantastic. Genuinely loved it. I've got in my notes as well. Again, 2 more of my favorite matches were on that show, on that card. It was a sensational match between Henry Faust and Ian Skinner.
What a match.
Sensational match. Unreal, right? And then Casey Owens and ZZ. Come on. Come on. Like, how spoiled are we there? Again, BT Gunn. Fantastic match with Adam Bold. How spoiled are we at Wrestling for Newcastle, though? Seriously. And even the next one, have you seen the card for the next one?
Yep. I've actually got
Wild.
There you go.
I got it there, mate. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Look at that, man. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Really looking forward to Leone's match. I think that'll be fantastic.
I'm looking for with Kemper and thingy. Yeah, Kemper and Matt.
Hell yeah. Oh, mate. How good is that going to be? How good is that going to be? Choke slams, spine busters, big ones, big spots.
Yeah, the one thing I like about Casey Owens as well, and she mentioned that entrance was absolutely incredible.
Wasn't it? That, the way she hangs off the ropes? Mate, come on. Who's doing that? Casey Owens is unbelievable. I'm like, obviously, I don't have any credibility in wrestling or anything like that, but I've done up on that. But what I'm saying is, as a fan, Casey is up here on another level. I've always been a huge fan of Casey Owens, and she was genuinely on the list of people I would love to ref for. So again, very thankful to Wrestling Newcastle for making that one possible. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And the best part about that actual Settling the Score show, I travelled 2 hours to be on that show. Oh, sorry, to watch that show, and it was absolutely well. I was so excited I made that trip because it was an absolutely incredible show.
Hell yeah! Are you going to come to the next one? We're going to see you there.
Maybe.
Look, I got you on the spot. No, I know what it's like. I want to be everywhere as well, but you can't be all the time. I totally get it. Fantastic show, though. I'm really glad you got to make that one. So you want to see me, Ref?
I did.
There you go. Why didn't you say why you left that till now?
Because I can't remember if I booked you after the show. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks, I think. The weeks kind of like, they kind of spiral into one big weekend, don't they?
Yes, they do. So we'll obviously stick back obviously to reffing and stuff. Do you have like a preparation before you go out and ref a match? You get yourself like into a zone. Do you listen to music? Do you have like your own little way like preparing?
Well, it depends what mood I'm in.
Okay, let's say if you're in a good mood then.
Then probably just a few tunes on the way down. Like the one that I'm going to at the minute, like, if you want to feel like, if you want to start feeling yourself being like, yeah, I am that boss bitch. Like Paint the Town Red, Doja Cat, pretty much anything Doja Cat. I'm not normally into that kind of tunes or anything, but Doja's top form. Seen her in the Newcastle the other week, I was mint. But normally just like, put the tunes on when I'm getting ready in it as well. I'll put to be honest with me, most of the getting myself ready is when I'm putting my face on, like actually doing your makeup and everything, because it's so time consuming. And I just want my eyeliner to look nice, really. But when I'm doing that, that's me like calm, me zen. What am I doing today? Have I got this? Right, okay. Do you know what I mean? That's when I do all that kind of stuff. Get all the, the nerves and all that out, because it's like you gotta keep your hands still to do that nice wing. And so you gotta get all the nerves out. And then it's more, to be honest with you, I think I just get too excited to really think about like getting in the zone. And it's only like, right, I know what I'm doing. And it's when you know what you're doing in the match, that's when you're like, well, for me anyway, I'm like, right, angry eyebrows. Not angry, but like not happy brows. Angry eyebrows leads a furrowed brow. Rich Swift said to me once, he was like, look mildly pissed off. And it helped. It helped loads because I used to come out like this. Do you know what I mean?
Dear. What other things is obviously Rich obviously giving you like advice and stuff?
Oh, mate, he's shaped as he's honestly shaped as who I am as a ref, between him, Scott, and Greenwood, and the help of Ross and Sandy and LK and everybody else along the way. It's hard to give like a single piece of advice because they've completely shaped who I am as a referee. Do you know what I mean? Put it this way, if I got a piece of advice, I would run it past Rich, because it'd be like, what do you think? I trust so much. Same as Scott, you know what I'm saying? Like, as well. And if they weren't around or available, and if I was at training and Rampage was in the room, I'm very comfortable to say, what do you think? Because to be honest, I'm fascinated what he would want to say anyway. I'm curious what he would want. I'm curious to listen to what anyone would have to say. But yeah, a really good one that I learned early on off Rich, though. This is mint, right? It's like, when there's the face and the submission, instead of just doing the whole like do what you say, it's like hold your hand as if you're pleading with them, like, come on, what we're saying, like, you can end this if you want, come on, talk to me here, like that sort of stuff. About like, who is even thinking about that? Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's this level. It's all over there. And Scott gave us a really good one. He passed it through Ross. It was fantastic. It was about I can't remember what I was speaking about, a pre being live or on the show, about like, not being so not being so hot about starting the count straight away. Like, this is what I mean. I get feedback off them, which is fantastic and so valuable, that I can go and like think about it when I'm in those positions again. But to be fair, Richard mentioned that too. I should have listened more. I get excited, and yeah, just pretty much building up instead of going in 100, building up with the match, with tone, with how fast the counts are, not the 1, 2, 3 count, obviously, but like, getting them out, come on, drag them out, that sort of stuff. He fine tooths everything, and same with Ross. We're so lucky that we have it here. It's insane. It's like down the road, 20 minutes, and it's this top level reffing. You know what I mean? I can't believe how lucky you are all the time, mate. Think about it.
So I imagine, obviously, like, are you critical, obviously, your own work and stuff like that? Do you
Yeah,
look back going,
hypercritical. People probably have no idea just how critical and how, like, not sad, I wouldn't say sad, but like bummed out I can get if I think I've done a shit job. Sorry, I've done it again. If I think I've done a rubbish job, in like, even if everyone's been like, no, you did a great job, and it's like, no, you know what you missed, or what you need to think. And I could do 15 minutes decent, 1 minute poor, and I will hyper focus on that poor minute. But I will say, I think that hyper focus has really helped the progress, because it's like, right, that was rubbish. How do I fix it? Do you know what I mean? I really like to know, and because if I don't know, how am I ever going to get better? And I'm so fortunate to be in the position where I'm on shows like Wrestling Newcastle, the odd match here and there, and then obviously big shows on like BWR and everything. I'm so fortunate to do that, where I don't want to let them down. Like, they've put a lot of faith and a lot of trust in me, putting me on so early in the career and everything. I really don't want to let them down. So I want to be as good as I can for them, as like a thank you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
I think that's well said. See, I nearly put an F thing there. Dear. So, is it true that you take the running orders for shows?
I what?
The running orders for shows.
I take them.
Or have you got them, or do you collect them?
Oh, hold on. So
This is going off the rails.
yeah, I'm back. This is from the other ones are up there too. I've got the ICW one up on my fridge. In fact, I'll go get that one. I'll be right back. Yeah, obviously don't want to like thingy, but yeah, I've got all these running orders from like my favorite and biggest shows that I've been on. So this ICW one is from the YICW one, which brilliant name by the way. And it was just me, I'm not gonna lie, like seeing my name on the list, it's so I need that on the fridge. Just if I'm ever having a really bad day, look at that buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. So bloody grateful. And this one is from Win. This one's the Summertime Showdown. This one was actually this is mint, right? This one was before the day of before Thunderstruck won with North. It was on the same day of. It was beforehand. Mate, best day for wrestling, start to finish, right? But anyways, it was the first time I'd really been part of a show, and I was sat, and I was told him I would say this, right? I was sat next to Stevie Aaron, and he taught us so much that I still remember now, like so much, and for the fact that it still stays in there, amazing miracle, right? But he was telling us it was about how like obviously we're all sat there, it's the family show, you've seen the setup of Win yourself. When there's a pin, get ready to hit, like you don't know, I don't know what the finisher move is. I didn't know it. Get ready to hit the bell. Like he was saying about like the tiniest like nuances with this, with that. It was utterly fascinating to pick his brain. I strongly recommend anyone who wants to go into ring announcing to go and pick his brain. You might not want to give you everything. I don't know. I really don't know, but he's insanely good. He's insanely talented, and his story. You know what, right? I know he's been on here twice, isn't it?
Yes, and he's on next week.
Yeah, see, the reason is because he's got so many stories from all the really good shows that he's done and all the history he's been around, and I find him fascinating. I just like picking his brain, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I love his sticky bow tie.
I know. I wonder if he's actually watching. I'll check the comments for that. But the thing is, with Stevie Aaron, and if he's watching, I've got so much respect for the guy because he's helped.
Me too, mate.
He's even obviously helped me, you know, obviously the show and stuff. His knowledge, even like in the history of wrestling, it's absolutely crazy. I'll ask him saying, "Right, we're doing this show on Saturday."
Isn't it? Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt them, but yeah, I mean, I can just say, "Right, we're doing this show Saturday." Then he'll go down an absolute rabbit hole, going, "Remember this, this, this is." I'm like, "What? How? What? How?"
That's the thing, like the history that man has done and been in the venues. He was just telling us a story the other day about this venue that had loads of history in it, and yeah, just utterly fascinating. Fascinating guy. I think he's fantastic. I've listened to him for hours.
And it's funny that because he's actually here.
Yay, Stevie!
He says, "Bless you, Katie. I was going to bless you for breaking kayfabe then, but you have forgiven. Bless you too, Liam."
Oh,
I knew it was going to be in the
sorry,
comments.
Don't tell us off, please. But he's just so good. I had to share. There'll be ringing downstairs and bell ringers all over the country who will listen, who'll be like, oh, Stevie. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. So a few little more questions also as we begin to wind down.
Mhm.
For people listening who's thinking of getting into obviously like reffing, what would your advice be to them?
Right. Just do it. Just go and do it. It's the most fun you'll ever have. Just go do it. And if you want, it depends where you are in the country. So please listen. So in Glasgow way, you've got these sessions with Thomas Cairns up at the Asylum, YCW. You've got Iron Girders, who, mate, they've got Ref Wally. Ref Wally's fantastic, honestly, really is. I think he's a lovely, lovely lad too. I've seen him in some really high pressure matches and he smashed it. You've obviously got Rich Swift up at Rampages in the Northeast here. You've got Scott Bell down more Hull Evo Academy way, which by the way was an incredible training session. Definitely go. Mate, honest, Greenwoods at Future Shock too. I'm sure I've not been myself, but I'm dying to get down PPW and have a look to see what they've got going on. We're so fortunate that we've got schools all over and we've got the best in the country. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful that Rampage and Rich Swift are literally down the road. Do you know what I mean? Like and we've got the grafters, we're Howard, we've got so much going on. There's obviously contract, there's so many, but I would say go everywhere. I've went everywhere. I haven't stuck in being scared to stay in one place. I love meeting people. I really do. I've loved this whole journey of it in the ref community. Mate, there's no like it. There's no like it. There is no reason these people should be this nice as what they are. Like genuinely cannot express this enough. Ross Cowlin, who obviously came up together, well, he's obviously got a bit more experience, and he's one of the best referees ever. He's, you know what? He's the referee to watch. He's sensational. You should see what he done this weekend at BWR. He went above and beyond any expectations of what anybody could ever ask of him. He was sensational, but he's turned it like genuinely, mate. He's one of my best friends. Like I have so much love and respect for him, and it came from this sensational ref community. It's not competition. It's putting each other up. It's putting each other over. When I was coming up, the headset, Sandy, which headset should I use? There you go. This is the one I use. Here's a link. LK Sandy, I need like women. What do we do for these shirts? Here's what I use. It was very much so come with us. Like, come on, come with me. There's so much support in the ref community. There's even referees that I've never worked with who will put us over online. I'm thinking that is so bloody nice. Like, for example, with the ICW stuff, there was so much positivity, and it was like, you know, I think I'd put something out there being like, I was going to put up a pictures of like, you know, times with the ref, but I thought there was so many of them here. There was so many referees up and down this country where I'm like, the kindness, the support, the coaching, the help. Go meet the refs. It's so nice. They'll help you out. Just go to a show and speak to the ref. Like, don't be shy. We're really nice. I promise. We're not going to choke Sammy or anything.
Just unless it's Busick.
Yeah, no, I'll chop him. That picture, actually, yeah, that's sick. That I love that photo though.
We've got a couple of fans of yours, obviously, in the comments. So we've got Henry.
Henry. You know what? It's right, Henry. Oh, I think he's fantastic. Hey, we've been through this. He's been in one of my favorite matches of all time. Him and Ian Wynn, you were there, mate. That match was fire. And like, you know, have you seen the video package that just came out for Henry for the North show?
I have.
Oh, it's fantastic. Henry Faust, want to watch. Absolutely. I love seeing him getting like these moments. And mate, I'm not gonna lie, I've ended up in the background of the pictures for quite a lot of them, and I'm so proud seeing him in the ring. He's just fantastic. And mate, he hits you now, he kicks and he knows how to kick, and he just flips people.
The question is though, are you actually smiling in them pictures?
On the inside, if I'm not outwardly.
The other one is obviously Stoker.
Oh, I love Keg Stoker so much, man. Love them all.
And you obviously mentioned Mark, who's obviously...
Yay, Mark! Oh, mate, my favourite. I love them all, every single one of them. You know what is right? Rampage Browns Training School has such a group and a community and support of these insanely talented people who just want to learn. Like, we've got Zio Knox there, we've got Benji, we've got Shreddy, big man in Japan. Whenever he's around, if he's not working, he'll come as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is so much in the Northeast, mate, and it's fantastic to see everyone come together. And you do spend a lot of time with them, and you know, I love them all, mate. I love them all.
Katie is a good team. My favourite ref for me to...
Sweat of it. There is nobody who can get me to say clever things in the ring like Mark. It's fantastic. He makes me look insanely good.
So also says...
mate, you know, I was saying Katie and Michelle, I love them all, me women, females. Love them.
And Scott says Jason and Jackson are also watching.
Everybody's family. It's so that right. So Scott Bell's fiance is Jess, and she is the most sensational, beautiful soul on the planet, and they've made the most beautiful baby. Jackson, mate, he's gorgeous. Take for the shows a little year defenders on, he sleeps through, he's dead, can't even honestly.
I did tell you, obviously, a lot of people's watching by there.
I know, God knows what for though.
A few more questions.
It's me telling you how much I love them all, that's why.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. A few little more questions, obviously, to wind the show up is what's the goal for you, obviously, short term? You've obviously done so much, obviously, in such short time. Do you know what I mean? What's next? Do you know what I mean? What do you want to do now?
What do I want to do? I would love a match this weekend at Walk at Home. If it doesn't happen, I'm so happy to be there, you know? Like it's such an experience to even be around. But being totally honest, I would love to work with ICW a little bit more. I cannot express to you that that was the goal at the start. It's unbelievable that I've achieved that goal at this point. It really is. I would love to work more with them. You know what, right? I'd be quite curious to venture down to Norwich Way and work with WAW. But they do the British rules, and I would much prefer to be able to be more confident with this type of refereeing and then go and learn the British rule type way of refereeing and then go and, you know, like I wouldn't want to go in blind, not having a clue. I wouldn't want to embarrass myself or them, you know what I mean? But I would love to work for them. That's definitely on the list. And to be totally honest, I think I'm probably going to try and pop down to a show this year just to even check it out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Andrew
Because I
Lane's
watched it online. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Andrew Lane sent a question. He says, "What do you think of Aubrey Edwards' style of reffing?"
Right. I think I have a pretty good answer because I've thought about this because I get asked it a lot. Sometimes if I'm really enjoying the match, I get it. Because if you're really enjoying the match, you are this far away from them. You are like actually like like reacting. You're not meant to though, but obviously, hold on, right. So I get it, but all I'm gonna say on this, right, because I think she's a genius. Whether you love the style of refereeing or you hate the style of refereeing, who has spoke about more on refereeing in the world over like who is the most, she is the most polarizing referee, but you still talking about it, you still watching her, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? And I'm more what the style I would probably say I'm more following the WWE way, and I kind of think what they do is right, and that's kind of setting the standard for the rest of it. It literally is going that way, you know, trickling, like the knowledge will trickle down to us. So I would say that I'm definitely more inclined for myself to ref more that way. Mike Chioda, you know, Chris Sharp in WWE now, sensational referee, ref Aja, ref Jessica Carr. They are brilliant. Like they are who I'm watching. I'm watching NXT, I'm watching WWE, I'm watching them. I'm watching TNA, I'm watching Ref Page, Ref Allison Lee. It's sensational referees. Not really sure what the question was anymore.
What do you think of Aubrey Edwards' style of reffing?
I appreciate it, but it's not something that I'm going to mimic. That's what the answer is in a nutshell. Thank you for letting us.
Not a problem, not a problem. So when we obviously posted this on Twitter, Lee Thomas says, "Where is Pen?" I've said that right. Penrith. Have I said that right?
Yeah. So Penrith is in the Lake District, right? Well, right. So do you remember that after hours ICW show I was telling you about?
Yep.
The one that finished at 3 a.m. My train home was at 4:20 in the morning. Walks to the station, no bother. Gets on the train. I'm in Glasgow, buzzing off my box, haven't been to sleep. I'm like, this is the best day ever. This is amazing. I'm in this empty carriage and it's all swish and fancy. And I think I'm some like fancy, like, you know, top shit. And I'm really feeling it. I'm so buzzing. I'm 3 minutes away from Carlisle where I swap over to get the train back to Newcastle. 3 minutes. And I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I actually crashed. And I woke up with the beep of the train doors opening. Like, where am I? Phone dies, first of all. I've got my charger, so there's no issue. It has zero signal, zero internet, so I can't even see on a map where I am. I'm looking around. I'm like, bear in mind, I've had at this point turned out I'd only had 7 minutes sleep or like 15 minutes sleep. I was on another planet. The adrenaline come down was wild. I don't think in my like tired, delirious state, I don't think to look at the sign to see where I am, Penrith. So I run out the door. I'm looking for someone. There's no one around. Of course, there's no one around. It's like 10 to 6 in the morning. I run out of the station. I look around. There's an old man standing on his own to the right. I'm going, mate, running over to him, mate. And he's like, huh? Where am I? He's like, Penrith. I'm like, where Alex, love. I'm like, beep. So I have to figure out how the hell to get back. I'd passed through Carlisle more times than I care to admit in 12 hours. I don't even want to tell you how many times I passed through Carlisle unnecessarily. But I was sat on the platform and I think I had to wait an hour for a train. I was just sat there like, this is nuts. But I just came from ICW. So it kept going from like, my life is crazy to my life is crazy. Do you know what I mean? So that's where that story came from.
I don't even know what to say to that. I've just got the image of this old bloke going, what?
Oh, bless him, and he's little, them anoraks that don't have the sleeves. Proper Lake District attire.
Yeah, but that's going to be one of them stories we can just tell it over and over again. It's still funny regardless.
Oh, mate. So funny. Oh, I don't mind telling Lee the funny ones, even if they make me sound stupid, because he's proper funny, Lee. Proper cracks us up.
Oh dear, I tell you something, this is going to be one interview I'm going to remember for a while because this has been absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you, mate. I've had so much fun.
So before we obviously do our outro, is there anything you'd like to plug yourself?
This weekend, obviously Thunderstruck 2, and we have Win coming up on the 3rd of August. Get yourself on that training seminar. It's Chris Ridgway. Fantastic. I don't know why you would miss it. Rampage Brown is on the show. Get yourself a rich training. Don't know what else to say. Thank you for everyone who's helped us along the way. Beautiful, beautiful people. And thank you. Thank everyone. Everyone's amazing.
Dear. So we've got some obviously more things lined up coming up on the show. So next week, me, Stevie Aaron, and GM Benji are going to be talking about this show. I'm pretty sure you're on the show.
I am. I can't wait. Honestly, mate, look at that card. How can you not be excited when you look at the back card?
That is an incredible card. The week after that, we've got Isaac North, probably one of the most scariest people.
Oh, he's fun. But mate, again, go back and watch his ICW match from After Hours Night 1. Sensational. Absolutely brilliant. He had a really good match with Head Smith too, a breakout. What wasn't there? But I've seen the footage. Go Jeebus. Oh, hi Jeebus, if you ever listen.
That guy,
really rate Isaac.
Yeah, his videos are absolutely incredible, by the way.
Mate, like honestly, I don't think that Jeebus gets enough credit for what he does, because whether we want to admit it or not, it's literally free publicity. And it's not even just that though, his makes will look brilliant. Obviously, it's the talent in the ring who are doing all the work and everything, but he makes everyone look good. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to put out up if it's going to screw anyone over. Do you know what I mean? He's just a lovely guy. Like, you ever spoke to him, you should speak to Jeebus. He's absolutely fantastic. So much love.
Absolutely. Then, of course, we spoke about this guy earlier on. He's obviously on the show next month. Of course, it is.
Yeah, MAW champion.
Gunnar Rig. And of course, the Magic of Wrestling is back this Saturday as we're looking at storylines in wrestling. So to end the show, what's your favourite storyline in wrestling today?
Of all time, or do you mean like in current?
Current.
Oh, Wyatt 6. Have you seen that, man? Wyatt 6. Mate, how excited are you? Did you get goosebumps? I got goosebumps. Like, I'm not getting them now. No, I'm just a bit chilly. But I did when it happened. It was so good. Yeah, probably that. And to be fair, I really love Tiffany Stratton. I love everything that's going on with the women in NXT as well. I really rate Sol Ruka. But yeah, probably that. Is that what we're on about? Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you reckon to obviously like TNA stars showing up on NXT?
Love it. Why the hell not? Genuinely love it. Why not? It's amazing because we're getting those dream matches that's like, how you always said, like, oh, think about Kurt Angle. Think about like when Matt Hardy was just doing his first deleted stuff and he was like huge. He was popping off before he went back. Like, you used to think about the dream matches and like Samoa Joe back in the day. Like, imagine if you could have had all those things then. Mate, it's great. Bring them all. I really enjoy seeing everyone crossing over. It's great seeing the Rascals there as well. Their merch, Blacksmith Apparel, top tier, lovely guy as well. Favorite storyline, but yeah, White Six, hands down, love it all, love everything about it. It's genius.
The one thing I love about their debut as well is that camera shot was just one continuous camera shot, and it was absolutely incredible.
I'm enjoying that, like there's Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, what match was that? It was a big one. I don't know if it was Mania or not. I really can't remember. But was it when he beat Gunther? Either way, the long one shots are fantastic.
Absolutely. This has been an absolute fun chat, Katie, as always. Good luck with absolutely everything. I will be seeing you at a
Thank
show
you.
because I imagine you will be actually somewhere in the show.
Somewhere, hopefully. Always fingers crossed.
Anything you'd like to say before we head off?
Thank you.
Cheers for watching, guys.
Bye.